about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.
All right. Gentlemen, start your engine!
Welcome. I'm Courtney, your host, the Wonder Woman of the driver's seat, and who is ready to go full throttle with me. Thank you, Geester, and my bloodline brother, and my other bloodline brother, Devin, for joining me tonight. Please smash that subscribe, like, follow. We are streaming on YouTube, Kick, and Facebook, and we are everywhere. I will be your source for the NASCAR racing series and other series as we go. And don't forget to put those ones up for me, please. Let's get started with the show, shall we? I'm going to start with the drivers to watch. I was really impressed with some of these drivers right here, as you see. The Daytona 500 was this past weekend, but it wasn't on Sunday. It usually ran on Sunday, but unfortunately, weather got us, and so we had the Daytona 500 on Monday afternoon, and these are some of the drivers to watch out for. And I'll start with the pole sitter was none other than Joey Logano, the 22 Penske Ford, and that was Roger Penske's first ever Daytona 500 pole. So congratulations to the Penske organization on that, and what a great race for everybody from the crashes, and we hope everybody's okay with the crashes and stuff like that. Another driver I want to talk about is, yes, 7-time Hall of Famer, NASCAR champion, Jimmie Johnson. He had to race his way into the 500 to get into the 500, or he would have been a no-go and go home. Unfortunately, we did have like J.J. Yaley, who did not make it, but we did also have David Reagan and Anthony Alfredo on on time for their Daytona 500s. David Reagan is the number 60, and he drives for RF Brad Keselowski. Yes, Alfredo is his last name, Geetstra. And what a duo. Really, yeah, I know. But as I was saying, great showing by the 60 car of David Reagan. Give you a little feedback. He races for NASCAR driver Brad Keselowski, who has his own team. And he was a real wheelman comes Monday. I want to say, hey, Raz. I wanted to say that Sunday night, but that didn't happen. Thank you, Rez, for coming by. I appreciate it, bro. And so David Reagan is in the 60 car, and he was a wheelman because he started the race in 40th place. We used to have 43 cars on in NASCAR, but now because of the way they do, we're only allowed 40 cars now. I know it is what it is, NASCAR. We still love you. And also I want to talk about another and Anthony Alfredo. He drives for Beard Motorsports, the number 62 car, and that's kind of near and dear to my heart because one of my buddies, Brendan Gong, used to drive that car for them, so I wanted to make sure I give that shout out to them. Another two drivers to look out for this season is none other than Mi Amigo, the number 99 Daniel Suarez car. Man, and he's from Trackhouse Racing. And also the number one of Ross Chastain. I'm going to talk about them two together because they race for Trackhouse Racing. So, they are teammates and they were great drivers. Actually, Ross was leading the lap on the second to last. Hey, Peter, what's up? Thank you for joining us. So, we get to the last couple laps of the race. There's always what we call the big one. Now, the big one, if you don't know and not familiar with NASCAR racing, the big one is a big wreck, actually. So, yeah. So Ross was leading, and unfortunately, he got turned around. But we're proud of all these drivers. They put on a heck of a show for Monday. And another driver to watch out for is Michael McDowell. He's in the 34 Loves car, and he made it outside pole position, which is great for him because he has been a champion before, won the 500. And now the 500 was awesome. Congratulations to William Byron. So if we sorry, Geek, I didn't read your comment. I'm sorry. So if I would have placed some bets, who do you think the drivers you should target are Ross Chastain, the number 1 car, Daniel Suarez, the number 99 car. And I would bet on William Byron, who actually won the 500 on Monday. I'm very happy for him. And it was back in the day they could actually bump draft each other going into the curve, but now you're not allowed to bump draft block. Okay, so one of the blocks, what I mean by blocks, you got a car in front of you, right? And you come up, and that's what's called a block, just to let y'all know that. Awesome, you should. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Oh, yes, he is. Yes, he is. Mi Amigo. And actually, he did double duty this weekend, but in Mexico, and he actually won the Mexico series this past weekend. So, congratulations to Mi Amigo. Yes, I am the racing librarian. Also, we did have some women drivers this past weekend. I wanted to make sure I get them in. And who you see on my screen, I have two lovely ladies that are drivers, and the other two lovely ladies are tire changers. Now, if you don't know what a tire changer does, is they take the lug nuts off the wheels during a pit stop for the perfect pit stop when you're leading. You want it to be like 13 to 15 seconds. If it's longer than that, you're going to lose your lead. Bottom left rookie. Oh yeah, that's Hallie Deegan. She's really cool. I just wanted to highlight some of the female women because, as y'all know, I'm a wrestling fan, but I'm also a racing fan, and I'm here for the females getting their due in NASCAR. And behind Hallie over here on the left, we have Tony B. She started. She's a ARCA series racer and also a truck series driver. So she was doing awesome. Was in the top 20 all night long. Unfortunately, she got caught up in a bad wreck on the last couple of laps, but she was on it and she stayed out of trouble, and that's what you want to do. No, it's yes, Hallie drives for Monster and Tony B drives for Celsius. And also I would like to yes, we are. That's right. We in both sports. Also I like to acknowledge Brianna Daniels, who is on the right side top of my screen here. Brianna Daniels is the first African American woman to become a tire changer in NASCAR history. So I love what she's doing. She's a positive person. I follow her on social media. Really, really cool person. Love her to death. So happy for her. And y'all know I had to do it for Black History Month. So, and then on the bottom right hand corner, we had Brianna Moore, who is also a tire changer and a pit crewman as well. Yes, they are. They really are. They are fast and efficient. And even if you're leading, you want to make sure your stuff's in top condition. As we saw Monday night, there was a radiator that came out of the car Monday afternoon, actually, on Harrison Burton's 21 Woods Brothers car. So yes, it's really cool to see what NASCAR has evolved and how females are allowed to race now, because back in the day they wouldn't give us females a chance at all. So very happy to see females doing their thing in NASCAR. What's a good time for a pit crew? For a pit stop when you're leading, it's between 13 to 15 seconds. And I can find out more about that for you too. If y'all would like me to cover that next show. And then when you're unfortunately when you get in the pits and you have been wrecked, they only give you a certain amount of time via NASCAR to pit the wrecked car and see if you can get it back and stay up on top of your speed. Because speed is very important when you're at a super speedway like Daytona, because their speeds top over 200 miles per hour. the gas thing amazes you, and yes, so they have come a long way with the pit stops and everything. Yes, so the gas man, as we call him, would carry a 60-pound container containing the fuel for the car in the pit stops. Now they also practice on their off days. A practice one for the pit crews. So yes, it's a lot of information. So if I'm overwhelming you, I'm sorry, but not because I'm a plethora of information on my NASCAR source. Let's see. I also would like to talk about the truck series. We had a great showing in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. The winner there was actually a first-time winner. Nick Sanchez was our winner, and he drives the number 2 Cambridge truck Chevrolet. It's his first time racing at Daytona, so it warms the heart when you see somebody who is just coming up on the Thank you, C. Henry. Thank you. Put your ones up for C. Henry. Appreciate it, bruh. And so, just seeing what these younger talents can do. But also remember, you have your veterans to lean on. Like, I know there's Johnny Sauter still in the truck series. Matt Crafton, just to name a few veterans I know, and I have met both of them. Very nice people. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, the speed, when you feel the speed coming off the cars, it's insanity, but so cool to experience. And if you have not experienced a NASCAR truck series, Xfinity, or Cup race, I highly recommend it. You will get hooked, I promise you. That's true, Peter. Congrats to Nick. He says, I've always been more of a Cup fan, but I like trucks too. Absolutely. I think when NASCAR did the 3 series, it's a great thing for the sport. We are having fun watching this. I am a fan of the beating and the banging. And so that's what I love the old school racing, but I'm getting used to the new cars. We also had y'all got drag. Okay. If you go to drag racing, let me know, geek. Cause I know some people in the NHRA that I follow, so let me know too. Let you know who they are and who you should bet on. Hint, hint. Let's see here. Also, the drag racing is fun. It's a little more intense than the Cup and Truck and Xfinity. I do know that NASCAR legend Tony Stewart is driving for his wife Leah Pritchett this year, so that's going to be interesting when that comes up. The powers of the car will definitely make you, if your seats are like down near the racetrack, you will feel the cars going by and the wind from it, which is so cool to see. they used to have high school drag races. Is that legal? Pink slips on the line. Oh, yeah. That's cool. They have a lot of that. Oh. I've never been to a race where it made me want to throw up, though. Yeah, Street Wars was cool, too. But, actually we had, let's see, we had Nick winning. We had Tony B racing in the truck series. She's sponsored by Celsius drink. I think that's a protein drink, if I'm not mistaken. Thanks for stopping by, Peter. Appreciate it. And so we really, and last night I stayed up as late as I could to get some info on the Xfinity race. I do know that congratulations goes out to RCR Racing, Richard Childress Racing. If you don't know who that is, he owns the 3, the 8 in NASCAR, which is fueled by Austin Dillon and Kyle Busch, who I'm fans of. He also has Austin Hill racing for him in the Xfinity race. Just a great race. And we even had female Natalie Decker making history and leading the race. So, whoa. He said, I almost threw up because my chest was vibrating. Yeah, I hear the NRHR cars, if you're lucky enough to go down in the pits, it does that to your body because we're not used to that. And also, it was a good weekend for racing, other than getting rained out, because Friday night we had the trucks and ARCA series race. After that, I unfortunately missed the ARCA series race, so that's unfortunate, but it's okay. It's the exhilarating feeling. Yeah, I know that feeling. If you get in the pits and stuff like that, and seeing like the tire changes and all that, it's amazing what NASCAR and the pit crews and the drivers and the engineer do. It really is amazing. I do know some tire changers. I do know some engineers and stuff like that. And let's see here. Just if you get to go, like, I know some people prefer bigger racers like Daytona. I prefer the small tracks. Like, my home track is Martinsville. Okay, it's the smallest track on the circuit, and it's smaller than the Vegas, the not Las Vegas, Los Angeles. I'll get it right in a minute. Coliseum, where they did the clashes. We had the clash this 2 weeks ago. In my hometown, it should be. I can look it up and let you know. I think it's April. I want to say April. I can look it up really, really fast, y'all. It's April 7th. Sunday, April 7th is the NASCAR Cup Series race here. We also get the trucks and Xfinity, and those will be the same weekend, I'm pretty sure. And I can find out more information about that for you guys if you would like. Um, are there any questions about NASCAR, or do you have a favorite driver? Like, I have favorite drivers in all three series. In trucks, I love watching Tony B. Now a fan of Nick Sanchez. I like Kyle Busch. I like Daniel Suarez. Yes, actually, oh, that's cool. Geekstra went to a F1 series race, and I do know F1's getting ready to start up in March, and I'm going to try to cover some of that news for you guys. Okay, and Tribal Chief said, do NASCAR and trucks use the same track? Yes, they do, actually. Okay, so what the trucks do, because trucks racing is usually on Friday unless it gets rained out or something. And what we like to call is putting down the rubber, so the rubber comes off from the tires, right? And it lays down on welcome in, Jay Mern. So yeah. Oh, I didn't know that. Lewis Hamilton is part owner of the Denver Broncos. Well, he's my favorite F1 series driver. I have in Xfinity, I like to follow Hailie Deegan, Austin Hill, just to name a few. I like in Cup, I like Kyle Busch, Kurt Busch, who is retired, Kevin Harvick, who is retired. Also like Austin Dillon. It just my favorite drivers are who I like, and I base all my drivers basically off of what they do in the community and around the surrounding communities. So yeah, and there's different positions also. Like you got your car chief who sets up the car before you get to the racetrack, okay? We have the crew chief, we have tire changers, gas man, just to name a few little positions that I remember off the top of my head. Also, if you hadn't seen, I'll say this again. If you hadn't seen a NASCAR race, make sure you go out your way to watch it because it is really entertaining. Sometimes there will be fights at the end of the race. Yeah, the fighting, you know. I've seen Kevin Harvick get in fights after the race. I've seen Joey Logano get in fights. I'm just hey, Mr. Botrix, how you doing? Don't forget we got merch online. Yes, that's right. Get your ass off that hot ass sun and get sand and get yourself a beach towel from the Bloodline community. The Bloodline merch is available. Yes, we got fighting in NASCAR, Devin. Yes, we do, Tribal Chief. It makes it much more fun and funnier when there's a fight. Some of the loose cannons used to be like Bobby Hamilton, for example. He used to get in fights. I know this past Friday night, Bubba Wallace got pissed off at Raj Karuh for what? Who knows? Because we didn't see it. But we saw Bubba going after Raj, so it's really weird but cool at the same time. So it's kind of like you have your wrestling ring and you have your racing all in one when it comes to the fights. Really entertaining. Unfortunately, we don't do like I know old school racing was like 500 laps. NASCAR doesn't do that anymore. They do stages, so they're the first stage, second stage, third stage. Each will be broken up in like let's say, for example, the first stage is 60 laps, 40 laps for the second stage, and maybe 80 laps for the last stage. So it's a lot of getting up on the wheel, making sure you got the right equipment, making sure your tires are good, because when the tire blows, it can harm a truck or car. Let's just say that. I've seen that too. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Yes, so there's so what determines the stagger position? What determines that is Geekstra is the qualifying rounds that they do. They base off times and speed nowadays. When it used to be just time back in the day, like when Bobby Hamilton, Terry Labonte, Bobby Labonte, Jeff Gordon was in the car. And so like you have your pole sitter, your outside pole sitter, then it goes 2, 3, 4, so on and so forth. So yes, it's very very different, and there are some cars that unfortunately do not make the race, which is a bummer, especially if like you follow that driver from like trucks to cup car series like I do. Like my heart broke for like JJ Yaley and them because they did not make the 500, but this weekend they are going to Hotlanta. Let's hope the rain stays away. And the rain, it was a hot mess. They even had the air dryers for the track ran into each other this past weekend, but nobody got hurt either. So I mean, there's so many layers to NASCAR. It's unreal. It will blow your mind. So I hope I've taught you something. I hope maybe you'll get in NASCAR now, pick a couple of drivers, and go out that limb and support those drivers, because they need support to keep the sport going, especially through these COVID years. I know but yeah, NASCAR is a great. It's like a big party, basically, because you have your tailgating and then you have your racing, and nowadays we have entertainment. Like I know some people are gonna thirst, thirst stuff. But they used to have MMA fights at the tracks, but now they gotten away from that, and they have like concerts. Like this past weekend, they had DJ Khaled there. Pitbull, who is actually part owner of Trackhouse Racing with former driver Justin Marks. So I wanted to make sure I put that in there. And I hope you had a great show. And I hope you learned something. And make sure you I hope you go and follow these drivers that I mentioned tonight, or just go show the small teams like Trackhouse Racing is a small team. Brad Keselowski's Racing is a small team. Just make sure you show the independent racing team love too, like you do the big racers. So I want to thank y'all for tuning in tonight. I hope you learned something, and maybe I can get more information on pit stuff for you guys next week. Hopefully that'll work out. And let's have a great. Oh, good question. Who do you think is the most underrated racer? Okay. This is a long list, Scoop. Most underrated racer out there, because of what he did last year at Martinsville to get in the chase, is Ross Chastain. He actually used to play the Nintendo racing game, or it was a racing game, and he took a move from the racing game, hit the wall, and shot past Denny Hamlin to get into the chase last season. And he also did an unthinkable thing of beating all four of the chase racers to become, he won the season finale last year as well. Don't forget, we have our merch. Make sure you go support. Hey, maybe you want some driver's seat merch, okay? We also got the beach towels, okay? Make sure you go to bloodlineent.com/store, and you hear we have our beach towels, we have our original line, we have our new designs, like mine, the driver's seat, hoodies. We have Destiny 2 with the travel chief. We also have It Is Decided and For Your Pleasure merch. So make sure you check out the merch from us. Support us any way you can, and thank you all for a great first show. I hope to continue this ride for you. And Mr. Big Box Ritz hits my music.
This is a big, hairy American winning machine. If you ain't first, you're last. You know what I'm talking about?